There is nothing frightening in the dark if you just face it. Inspiration is sometimes as simple as a shared smile. When we're connected to others, we become better people. Excellence is not a destination, it is a continuous journey that never ends. But understanding will always require some effort. You probably wouldn't admire a friend who was good at everything if it cost her no effort. You don't destroy what you want to acquire in the future. Ordinary people merely think how they shall spend their time. A man of talent tries to use it. We cannot change what we are not aware of, and once we are aware, we cannot help but change. Sometimes you have to be a bitch to get things done. Your worth consists in what you are and not in what you have. You are forgiven for your happiness and your successes only if you generously consent to share them. When something can be read without effort, great effort has gone into its writing. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Imagining that you are deep and complex, but others are simple, is one of the primary signs of malignant selfishness. Be with someone who inspires you and makes you be the best version of yourself. Light is more important than the lantern, the poem more important than the notebook. If you want to give yourself a fair chance to succeed, never expect too much too soon. There is desire in the perfect, beauty in the imperfect. Thus I lust over the flawless, and fall amorously forceless to the flawed. Beware becoming the inadvertent passenger hurtling eagerly along a road to nowhere. Drive. If I had to choose between betraying my country and betraying my friend, I hope I should have the guts to betray my country. The greatest day in your life and mine is when we take total responsibility for our attitudes. That's the day we truly grow up. Don't step backward toward nothing, step forward toward something. Better awkward steps forward than coward steps backward. You need to have faith in yourself. Be brave and take risks. You don't have to have it all figured out to move forward. The bounties of space, of infinite outwardness, were three: empty heroics, low comedy, and pointless death. The key to life is accepting challenges. Once someone stops doing this, he's dead. Focus on making choices to lead your life that aligns with your core values in the most purposeful way possible. A hero is not known by the number of battles he has won, but rather by the kind of battles he chooses to fight. Cleverness isn't always true, nor is the truth always clever. People are, generally speaking, either dead certain or totally indifferent. Your conscience is the measure of the honesty of your selfishness. Listen to it carefully. But this wealth of information produced little or no insight. Don't degrade people because of their current situation in life. The tide might change, and you may find yourself in the same position. Life is not measured by what you have. It's measured by what you give. The tyrant dies and his rule is over. The martyr dies and his rule begins. The beauty of the world has two edges, one of laughter, one of anguish, cutting the heart asunder. When you are measuring life, you are not living it. It takes time to build a career and become industry savvy, sin Jezaheo. Every man has his secret sorrows which the world knows not, and oftentimes we call a man cold when he is only sad. If it's going to be a world with no time for sentiment, it's not a world that I want to live in. The man of wisdom is never of two minds. The man of benevolence never worries. The man of courage is never afraid. I have learnt to abide by the laws of my own sanity. I never fail. It's just that the people around me succeed more than I. Whereof one cannot speak, thereof one must be silent. Using your talent, hobby, or profession in a way that makes you contribute with something good to this world is truly the way to go. Everything that is done in this world is done by hope. Focus your heart, mind, and soul on joy, and you'll find ultimate success and fulfillment. Strange how the best moments of our lives we scarcely notice except in looking back. Go ahead and believe that no one shines brighter than you. Become amazing and be happy. Anything that smiles often needs to be reminded that the world is a cruel, dark place. We are animals, and as animals we kill to survive. Unfortunately, some of us are monsters and kill just because they can. You are in charge of your own happiness. You don't need to wait for other people's permission to be happy. Live and act within the limit of your knowledge and keep expanding it to the limit of your life. Our ancestors have invented, we can at least innovate. The older I grow, the more I distrust the familiar doctrine that age brings wisdom. Wisdom is knowing I am nothing. Love is knowing I am everything. In between the two, my life moves. You can't go back and make a new start, but you can start right now and make a brand new ending. If everything was perfect, you would never learn and you would never grow. You're not obligated to win. You're obligated to keep trying, to the best you can do every day. Sing your life. Any fool can think of words that rhyme. Free yourself from the inauthenticity and disempowerment of your story. You can't find someone who doesn't want to be found. The happiness of the drop is to die in the river. For my part, one know nothing with any certainty, but the sight of the stars makes me want to dream. Don't carry your mistakes around with you. Place them on the floor and use them as stepping stones to where you want to go. You can be young without money, but you can't be old without it. For great men, religion is a way of making friends. Small people make religion a fighting tool. We all need to be mocked from time to time, lest we take ourselves too seriously. Respect other people's feelings. It might mean nothing to you, but it could mean everything to them. Well, I must endure the presence of a few caterpillars if I wish to become acquainted with the butterflies. An education is not so much about making a living as making a person. To all appearances, he was just drifting. In actuality, he was just drifting. When you go in search of honey, you must expect to be stung by bees. For it is our scars that show us where we've been. Let them not dictate where we are going. Go slowly, so that you do not bite your tail by accident. Most of the propositions and questions to be found in philosophical works are not false but nonsensical. There are many things worth living for, a few things worth dying for, and nothing worth killing for. Life is very short, and there's no time for fussing and fighting, my friends. In life there are two things which are dependable: the pleasures of the flesh and the pleasures of literature. It's exhausting, the energy it takes to unknow a truth. You're thinking about something, and it makes you forget to talk. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. Maybe everyone can live beyond what they're capable of. It's not whether you get knocked down, it's whether you get up. Never hold tightly onto the past, because it will only limit your ability to move forward. We are all of us born with a letter inside us, and that only if we are true to ourselves may we be allowed to read it before we die. The difference between success and failure is not giving up. Life is dear to every living thing. The worm that crawls upon the ground will struggle for it. The whole problem with the world is that fools and fanatics are always so certain of themselves, and wiser people so full of doubts. A man, though wise, should never be ashamed of learning more, and must unbend his mind. I am old enough to know only too well my good and bad qualities, which were often one and the same. When you fail, you also learn how not to fail. The place where you made your stand never mattered, only that you were there and still on your feet. Though all men be equally frail before the world, the differences between them are terrifying. Too many doubts grow in the cracks of silence and separation. Change may not always bring growth, but there is no growth without change. Success is not how high you have climbed, but how you make a positive difference to the world. You have to lift a person up before you can really put them in their place. Sadness is sometimes the start to eternal happiness. I allow manipulation to find out where my enemy wants me to go. Then I use my mind to break the trap and punish the perpetrators. Above all, never think you're not good enough. Never think that. In life, people will take you at your own reckoning.